There are a lot of different ways that you can make a pattern. You can find an old shoe that you like and deconstruct that and use that as a reference. That's kind of what I did for this sort of like standard sneaker. For a one-off custom, in this case I want to do something that's more like this. This will be just a one-off, and I don't want to deconstruct this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape up the last, draw a pattern that's going to be similar to this but in my own style, and then we're going to use that for our pattern. The last that we're going to be using is an Air Force One from SD Custom Footwear. This one's a size 9.5, and I purchased a couple different brands of this, and this is the one I recommend because it's the one that most closely matched the soles that I was using, basically reclaimed from Air Force Ones. So I recommend this particular brand if you can get it. Okay, for this specific method of patterning the shoe upper, we're going to start with the shoe last, and we're going to tape it up with blue tape, and then we're going to draw directly onto the tape, and then we'll basically cut the pattern pieces while it's on the last and then flatten them out. All right. So basically we just want to tape this up, and we want to tape it at least as much as what we think the upper is going to go to. So you basically just start taping it, just tape the whole thing. All right, I'm going to keep doing this, and we'll cut back when it's taped up. Okay, so I've taped up the whole thing up to a certain level where I know that the upper is going to be sort of captured by this tape. And I've tried to do 2 layers and have them cutting across each other so that for more stabilization. So some tape are going this way, and then other tapes are coming across. That way it gives it a little more strength and stability once we start to cut it. Now, I only need to do one of these because once we get the pattern, we can simply either flip it, mirror it when we cut it out. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to mark on the tape, is the location of where the sole lands, the top of the sole lands on the upper. These particular soles, these are basically replicas of Air Force One lower profile. You could, I like to scavenge soles from older Air Force Ones where the upper has been beat up, just to reuse that because they're super bulletproof. And they also have an EVA foam in here, whereas this one is just plain, like it's not going to be quite as soft when you walk on it. Anyway, what we want to do is we want to put the last onto the sole here, get this seated properly. Okay, and then we're going to use a pencil, not a pen, pencil to start with, and mark this line, this level line here, so we know that where the sole hits. We'll do that all the way around. Okay. All right, once we have that, once we know where that line is that we've marked with pencil, we'll come back with a Sharpie, get a clear edge, and that gives us an indication of essentially where our design is going to start, even though the pattern itself is going to go up and under. With this method of manufacturing, we want to come all the way under, so our pattern needs to have more space on the bottom. All right.